Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you, because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen, because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today. Efficiency, reliability, accuracy. Move forward with your real estate sale or purchase with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County, the most experienced closing team around. Working with clients locally and throughout the state, we offer a wide range of services, including the expertise of an on-staff attorney, backed by our more than 49 years experience in titles and closings. We get the job done on time at a fair price and ensure every last detail is correct. Our goal is to give you peace of mind. When you work with us, you work with people who live where you do. We understand the importance of the real estate community and strive to build strong relationships with all parties involved in the process. Whether you're buying a home, selling a business, acquiring land, or anything in between, you're in good hands with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County.
Put the most experienced closing team on your side. Contact Title and Escrow of Lawrence County today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network. is the X Sports Network.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody back to Summertown Elementary, one of our final games from the Summertown Smackdown, featuring the Lady Cats of Lawrence County and the Lady Rockets of Forrest. AJ Good here on the X Sports Network. Hayden Burks is our producer here tonight. One of 4 games that we got going down here tonight. The next one will feature Summertown and Eagleville. And then followed by that will be Summertown and Lawrence County. Then the nightcap will be Lawrence County and Eagleville. Lawrence County, pair of games yesterday, losing to Loretto, but then in the nightcap over at Etheridge, able to take care of business against Perry County. Be the only matchup with Forrest and during this season. Only time that they will face off with them. Don't know if they've ever faced off at any time in the regular season, but they are facing off here. Lawrence County in 2024 made it to the region semifinals before eventually losing. Forrest struggled and could not get out of their own district tournament. Taking a look at the starting lineups for Lawrence County: Destiny Daniel, Liddy Cox, Ava Scott Garland, Reagan Brazier, Leah Dixon, J.C. Schultz will be the starting lineup for Lawrence County. For Forrest, Millie Scott, Aubrey Bartlett, Josie Brown, Addison Howes. Trying to see the rest of the lineup here. Kaylin Pope and Peyton Walk will be the starting lineup for Forrest. First serve up, that is dug out by Maddie Isle. Trying to get it over, and does, is Bartlett. Brazier gets it back between the lines. J.C. Schultz will get it over the net. Walk. And setting up Isle, and that one is off the wall, and the first kill of the game for Forrest. A lot of height and athleticism for Forrest. Pink tops this evening. Lawrence County in the black tops. Isle will check out. Back and ready to serve is Maggie Messel. That's dug out by Brazier. Schultz setting up Garland. Tipped over and in. And just like that, the Lady Cats even it up at 1 apiece. A lot of youth for Lawrence County out on the court right now. Bunch of freshmen, sophomores, and a junior. Garland back to serve. That is dug out by Walk. Messler gets it in the air, and getting it over the net is Bartlett. And they're going to call a double hit, and the Lady Cats have their first lead of the evening. Scott Garland ready to go again. Dug out by Walk. Setting up Swift. That's dug out by Schultz. Daniel gets it over the net. Setting up Swift again. Dug out by Garland. Schultz here to Dixon. And that one's tipped over and in. Lady Cats up 2, 3-1. Next serve here from Garland. As dug out by Swift. Brown setting up, Swift tipped over, dug out by Dixon. Daniel slaps it over. Good save there, and will not be able to get it over. Daniel comes away with the kill, a 4-1 Lady Cat lead. Garland ready to go with a hot hand in the early going for the Lady Cats. That's over the net and long. And jinxed her right off the get-go. 4-2 is the lead now. Back to serve is Kaylin Pope here for the Rockets. As Garland will check out, and seeing her first actions, Naomi Tibbs. It's dug out by Brazier. Schultz setting up Dixon, fading down, but gets it over. Messler over to Swift, who gets it over. Diving save by Tibbs. Schultz here to Dixon. Tipped and in. 5-2. Lady Cats up 3. Kamaya Bryce will come in for Destiny Daniel. Pope checks out for the Rockets. And checking in will be Addison House. Brazier back to serve. That one's just a bit long. A good judgment there by Walk. Lead back down to 2 again at 5-3. 2 more subs checking in for the Rockets will be Jewel Bell and Abby Willis. As Bartlett and Brown will check out. Back to serve is Bell. Dug out by Tibbs. Swift in the, that's Bryce. Over to Brazier, gets it over. Walk digs that one out. And they set up Howes. That's dug out but down. Good effort by Schultz. Couldn't save it. And Howes with her first kill makes it a 5-4 game. Bell back to serve again. Just a bit long. Good judgment there from Tibbs. Lead back up to 2, 6-4. Bella Grace Walker and Grace Archer check in. Cox and Schultz check out. Walker back to serve. Dug out by Walk, but into the front row, and the first ace of the game for either side. Lady Cats back up 3-7-4. Walker gets it over. Struggling with it with Swift. As they set up Willis, who gets it over. Dug out by Tibbs. And Bryce's kill attempt will go wide. Makes it 7-5. Swift back to serve. Isle back in the game as Messler checks out. Swift serve in the net. Actually, our first serve in the net in the entire match makes it 8-5. Dixon back to serve it up. Garland back in. Tibbs checks out. Dixon serve. That is dug up by Isle. And getting it over is Howes. Brazier now over to Dixon. Dug out by Walk. Bell setting up Swift. That's dug out by Brazier. Almost hits the Tennessee flag. Walker, Dixon gets it over. Walk digs this one out. Bell setting up Isle just a bit long, and it's 9-5. Lady Cats trying to force him to hit that back line. So far, the Rockets have been unsuccessful. Serve here from Dixon. Another rocket, but wide. Makes it 9-6. Walk will go back and serve. Checking back in is Pope. Checking out is House. Walk serve. Dug out by Brazier. Over to Walker. Sending up Garland. Tipped over and in. Well placed. Hitting the changeup. And it's effective. Makes it 10-6. Bryce back to serve. That is dug out by Swift. Bell over to Isle. Blocked. Dug out by Swift. Bell again pushes it over. Dixon will dig this one out. Walker here to Garland. She'll push it over. Swift digs it out over to Bell. Bell setting up Isle again. Blocked. And just out of the reach of everybody. And that will be a kill. 10-7. Lady Cat lead down. Brazier out. Bryce in. Brazier in. Bryce out. Daniel checked in early. Bartlett set the check in. Bell will check out. Brown back in. Shube will go back and serve here for the Rockets. And a bit long. Not by much, though. Maybe a few inches. 11-7. Schultz and Cox checking back in. Archer and Walker will check out. First serve here from Schultz. Dug out by Walk. And no one comes to it after that. That's an ace. Second of the game. It's 12-7 Lawrence County. It's a hard dig, and no one came to its rescue. Schultz back to serve again. Dug out by Swift. Sent over to Brown. Over to Bartlett. And a couple Lady Cats almost collided. Brazier, though, will get it over the net. Walk. Brown. Here to Isle. Blocked by Daniel. Dug out by Walk. Swift over the net. Dug out by Brazier. Dixon back between the lines. Garland will get it over the net. Swift over to Brown. Setting up Howes. And Brazier just misjudges that one. And coming away actually was Pope with the kill there. It's a 12-8. Don't know if she thought that was coming to her more than what it did or miscommunication. Messler in for Isles. She'll go back and serve. For serve off the top of the net. Daniel saves it. Schultz now back to Daniel. Tipped over. Dug out by Swift. Brown back to Swift. Blocked by Daniel and in. Her third block. That time finally nets a point. It's 13-8. Garland the serve for the second time in this set. One gets over, dug out by Swift. And Brown just gets it over her only play there. Brazier, Schultz, Cox, and on the other side of the antenna. And a point to the Rockets. 13-9. Back to serve is Pope in the net. Makes it 14-9. Daniel out. Tibbs in. Brazier back to serve. Dug out by Walk. Brown coming to its rescue. And Swift punches it over. Dug out by Brazier. Schultz over to Dixon. Dug out by a diving Walk. Brown setting up Swift. Blocked again, this time by Bryce. Cox, Schultz, Dixon slaps it over and in. You can't give this group more than one chance to make it happen, especially with Dixon on the other end. 15-9. Garland out. Serve here from Brazier. Dug out by Walk, over to Brown, actually over to Bryce. And they're going to call Brown in the net. 16-9, Lady Cats on a big run here to get their lead out to the largest of the game. Here at 7. Brazier the serve once again. That is dug out by Messler. Brown over to Swift and deflected wide off the hands of Cox. A kill for her to make it 16-10. Bell in to serve. Dug out by Tibbs. Brazier tries to save it but can't. And that is an ace for Bell. Lead down the 5, 16-11. Serve up here from Bell. That is dug out by Brazier. Schultz. And her set attempt there just went over to Forrest, and taking advantage of it was House. So Forrest answering with a run of their own. Lead down the 4, 16-12. Bell's serve up again. It is dug out by Tibbs. Schultz. The Bryce. That one's in. Good answer from the Lady Cats. 17-12. Walker, Archer in. Cox and Schultz out. Serve here from Walker. Dug out by Walk. Swift. And Howes can't get it over. Or Willis, excuse me, can't get it over. 18-12. Serve from Walker. Wicked spin on that one. Willis over. Dug out by Tibbs. Walker. Now to Dixon. Slammed home. No chance for Forrest on that one. 19-12 is the Lady Cat lead. Serve here from Walker and goes long and wide. It's almost like a childhood song. What was it? Deep and wide. There's a flowing deep and wide. It's a great Bible school song. It's not good if you're serving it up in volleyball. Swift back to serve here for the Rockets. That one gets over. Dug out by Dixon. Over to Walker. Walker setting up Dixon, slapped over and in. I'm sure at some point in her basketball career she's going to dunk it. I mean, no doubt in my mind, as high as she can get up. Tibbs out, Garland back in. Dixon back to serve on the back stretch, up 7. Serve as in for the ace. Good catch by Swift, but that's not the name of the game here. 21-13. Serve here from Dixon. A rocket. And on the stage goes long. 21-14. Walk ready to serve it up. Howes is just checked out. Serve long. Way long. 22-14. Bryce back to serve. Here for the Lady Cats as Brazier checks out. Daniel back in. Bryce to serve. Dug out by Swift. Walt gets it in the air. Isle will get it over the net. Dixon over to Walker. Sending up Garland. Somehow got it over, but stepped over the middle line in the process. Back to serve as Willis here for the Rockets. It is dug out by Brazier. Walker setting up Dixon. That is dug out by Swift. Willis saves it. That walk just out of her reach. Another kill for the sophomore. Cox, Schultz back in here for the Lady Cats. Walker and Archer checking out. And Schultz back to serve. Schultz's serve is dug out by Walk, but deflected into the second row. Make it 24-15, set point here for the Lady Cats. Serve from Schultz is dug out by Walk. Over to Brown, now to Bartlett. Dug out by Dixon. Setting up Schultz over to Daniel. Daniel slapped over, dug out by Isle. Brown back to Isle. Dug out by Brazier. Schultz now over to Dixon. She gets it in the net. 24-16 now. Serve up and just a bit long, and that will do it for the first set. Lady Cats take the first one 25-16. We'll take a short break. And the start of the second set, we return here on the X Sports Network.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
A moment in real estate with my dad, Jeff Luke.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time, and nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back at the Summertown Smackdown here at the 4 o'clock game in the first set. Lawrence County took it from the Rockets of Forrest 25-16. Forrest will serve it up to start off the second set. Out for the Lady Cats, Cox, Dixon, Brazier, Daniel, Schultz, and Garland. For the Rockets, looks like Brown, Swift, Isle, Pope, Bartlett, and Walk. Brown back to serve here for the Rockets. And first one over the net and right to our broadcast position. And I made my first play of the game. It's an ace. It's 1-0 Forrest. Forrest is up 1-0. There we go. Got to keep everybody on their toes here. He was so happy I made the play. Schultz here setting up Daniel, and that one is in. Daniel showing off the speed there. Ties the game up at 1 apiece. You know, if I ever win the lottery, Hayden, I'm going to buy padded bleachers for every school. Yeah, that all of our teams play. I'm just going to build new arenas for everybody. Next serve from Garland, dug out by Walk in the net. Can't be saved by Pope, and how about Garland? Coming away with the ace, 2-1 the Lady Cat lead. Serve here from Garland is dug out by Swift. Brown setting up Isle, and that one is in. Well placed by Maddie Isle. 2-2. Back to serve is Messling. That is dug out by Brazier. Schultz over to Dixon. Right on the back line. Well, expecting big things from the sophomore this year. She makes it 3-2. Daniel out, Bryce in for the Lady Cats. Serve here from Brazier is over the net. That's dug out by Swift. Brown now back to Swift. Dug out by Schultz. Brazier over to Dixon. You know that what was going to happen there. Splitting the Rocket defense. It's 4-2. Brazier back to serve again. Dug out by Walk. Brown over to Swift. Dug out by Dixon. Schultz setting up Dixon and gets it over. Dug out by Swift over to Brown. Now back to Swift. Got it over. Dug out by Tibbs. Schultz here to Cox. She gets in on the action right on the back line. It's 5-2. Schultz spreading the ball around. Daniel, Dixon, and Tibbs here through the first 5 points. Serve here from Brazier. And that one goes a bit long. It's now 5-3. Next game is Summertown and Eagleville, followed by Summertown and Lawrence County. And the nightcap, Lawrence County and Eagleville. Summertown's been busy today. A lot of games in the early going. Didn't play at all yesterday, but very busy today. Serve here from Walk, dug out by Brazier. Schultz over to Dixon. Tipped, dug out by Messler. Brown over to Swift. Hits it long. 6-3. Walker and Archer check in for Tibbs and Schultz. Serve here from Walker, dug out by Walk. Brown over to Swift, and this official said it didn't make it over, so I'll make it 7-3. Walker back to serve again. Serve up, dug out by Walk. Swift gets it over. And nice save there by Tibbs, but Archer's attempt to get it over is on the wrong side of the antenna. 7-4. Serve here, up by Bell, is dug out by Brazier. Walker over to Dixon. Good block by Swift over and in. That will make it 7-5. The Rockets showing off some defense here in the second set. Serve here from Bell. Dug out by Tibbs, sent back over to Forrest. Bell over to Swift. She can't get it over, and that's 4 hits, an 8-5 Lady Cat lead. Dixon back to serve. Tibbs out. Garland back in. Dixon can't get it over. It's 8-6. Swift back to serve here for Forrest. Gets it over, but long. And target practice for the export set is continuing to happen into today. 3-point lead. Kamaya Bryce back to serve. Brazier out. Daniel in for the Lady Cats. Serve here from Bryce. In the net. Makes it 9-7. Back to serve is Howes. That's a rocket of a serve. Dixon digs it out. Walker over to Daniel. That one's in. Daniel with a pair of kills here. It's 10-7, Lady Cats. Next serve here from J.C. Schultz. Dug out by Walk. Bell over to Isle, and that one's down. And 10-8. Forrest staying in this one here, almost midway through the second set. Serve up is over by Willis. Dug out by Cox. Schultz here to Cox, slapped over. Diving save from Swift. Willis, and 2 wide for Isle. Another 3-point Lady Cav lead. Back to serve for the Lady Cats is Garland. That is over and dug out. Brown setting up Isle. That one's in. She's having a good second set, 11-9. Messler comes in for Isle. She'll go back and serve. Sent over the net, dug out by Tibbs. Schultz here to Daniel. Over and in. Third kill of the set for Daniel. Another 3-point lead, 12-9. Brazier back to serve. That is over the net. Dug out by Walk. Brown chases it down. Over to Swift. Gets that one over. Dug out by Brazier. Schultz. Here to Dixon. Registered at 100 on exit velocity, make it 13-9. The best chance when she gets up that high to hit it is just pray to God that she hits it long. 4-point Lady Cat lead, their largest of the set. Dug out by Walk. Brown sends that one over. Nice save by Brazier, and Cox will get it over. Walk. Brown. Here to Swift. That one finds its way down, and it makes it 13-10. Serve here from Walk. Dug out by Dixon. As Cox will get this one over. Diving save by Walk. Messler over to Swift. Dug out by Tibbs. Over to Schultz. Bryce will get it over. And that one's in. (14-10). Served up here by Bella Grace Walker. Dug out by Walk. Messler. Swift will punch it over. Dug out by Tibbs. Walker over to Dixon. That one's in. Long that time. And make it 14-11. Bell and Howes in. Bell to serve. Dug out by Dixon and an ace. 2-point game here at 14-12. Serve here from Bell. Dug out by Brazier. Miscommunication. Back-to-back aces. 1-point game here. And Forrest gaining more and more confidence as this second set goes along. Serve here from Bell. Dug out by Dixon. Brazier. Here to Archer. Got it over. Dug out by Bell. Messler. Here to Swift. Blocked, but long. And the Rockets, after being down 4, have come back to tie it up. 14-all here in the second set. Serve here from Bell. Dug out by Tibbs. Walker, here to Archer. That got over. That is dug out by Messler. Bell, here to Swift, and in. And the Rockets retake the lead for the first time since it was 1-0. Serve. Dug out by Brazier. Over to Walker. Sending up Bryce. Tipped and in. And that ends the Rocket 5-0 run. 15-all. Serve here from Dixon is dug out by Messler. Now over to Swift. Dug out by Walker. Dixon tracks it down into the front row. Can't be saved. And Leo about took out a handicap person here on the front row. It's 16-15. Good effort, though. One-point Rocket lead. Swift back to serve. Wide, long, and in front of us. Hey, good play there. 16-all. Bryce will check out. Nider Gasis will go back, check in, and go back and serve. This one's over the net as Howes gets it over. Walker, Dixon, Garland, and Garland couldn't track it down. 17-16. Walker now over to Daniel. That one's over. Dug out by Howes. Bell setting up aisle. Blocked. And Bell finds a way to get it over. Walker, Brazier, Archer gets it over. Bell, Swift. And no chance there for Willis to get it over. And it's 17-all. Good battle here between the two in the second set. We're conferring with Will Pettis here to make sure that this blonde kid sitting next to his daughter is allowed to be there. So got to watch out for our own at the X Sports Network, don't we? Garland, Schultz here to Dixon and hits a long. And Forrest now up 18-17. I would hope you all would do the same for my daughter, even though she's 7 months old right now. Got a long way to go there. Rockets up 1. Willis back to serve, dug out by Brazier. Schultz here to Garland. Nice diving save by Swift. And can't be handled by Willis, and Garland with the kill. 18-all. Back to serve